Hey guys, it's me again, here for my 6-month-ish tea video. I don't know. I will probably figure out what it is and put it in the title below. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about 3 topics. This is actually my 3rd attempt at this video because my camera kept crapping out, so hopefully this time we'll actually make it. Yay! Today I'm going to talk about number 1, acne, number 2, voice, and number 3, top surgery. Hey, okay. So the main reason I wanted to do a video, apart from the whole doing it regularly thing, I don't know if it's even been a month since the last one. Whatever. Was that I realised I forgot to mention some things in my previous video, so I might as well mention them here now. The main thing is that acne. I've been having some problem with acne, hence my face at the moment. I apologise for my face. If you would like to look at something a bit less horrifying, there is a wonderful wooden door right behind me, which you can picture as most exciting and interesting as you possibly can conjure up in that little imagination of yours. Yes, so the light also keeps reflecting off my glasses, if you can see that. It makes me look like I'm in a disco rave. Yeah, I should take this off. Yeah, so face acne, not a big deal. Been having that basically since I moved to the UK. Something to do with the weather, probably. I don't know. Never used to have it when I was in Hong Kong. Probably my skin just being like, what the heck is this? Coldness? I don't know. But the back acne is a new thing. Backney, as you sometimes call it. It's been incredibly annoying. The issue, obviously, with backney is that you can't exactly reach back and put acne cream on it because it's on your back and it's really difficult to be that flexible and also to see what you're doing unless you put like a sort of double mirror system with like one mirror behind you and like one mirror in front of you, and then like or it's just a pain. So I haven't really done anything about it. It didn't really bother me that much. Hasn't really been bothering me that much. No one's really going to see it. It's on my back and I don't really demonstrate my naked back to many people these days. So that being said, though, I am kind of a vain bastard and it kind of annoys me that it's there. I know it's there. I know it's there because I have a bit of a skin like compulsive picking thingy going on, and so I tend to like pick at my spots, and so I'm like, you know, like trying to pick at my spots on the back, so I know they're there because I can feel like the small amount that I can reach. But luckily, I suppose, as a sort of weighing scale thing, the difficulty with not being able to reach to apply acne cream also extends to not being able to reach to pick. So, hey, I don't know. So I googled it, and supposedly you're supposed to use some kind of medicated shower gel to wash the spot bacteria away. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Please don't blame me for it. Yeah, something like that. But I went into the pharmacy and I asked about it, and they were like, I don't know, we don't stock anything like that. Just go ask your doctor. So that's helpful. So I might do that if I can be bothered or if I can remember, because I have other more important things to talk to my doctor about at the moment. Yeah, so another reason I wanted to do this video was my voice might have dropped a little bit, or maybe I'm just imagining it since the last video. I don't know. I've been thinking a bit about voices and my own voice and how it's sort of progressing on tea. I had someone tell me quite recently that their voice didn't stop dropping until they were about a year on tea. So there is the possibility that my voice could drop even more than it currently has done. If it does, fine, cool, whatever. If it doesn't, fine, cool, whatever. I'm not really bothered. The main thing I wanted out of tea was being able to pass, and I think I've kind of hit that level, which is good. Although the other day I did get misgendered for the first time in a while, basically, since I've been a few months on tea. And that was really bizarre and dysphoric. I'm not entirely sure why that happened. Anyway, just dismiss it, set it aside as a random thing. I'm pretty happy with my voice, as it turns out, as it's been on tea, and I feel that it reflects my character, and I was always quite... It was always a big part of my identity prior to tea. It was just the pitching that made me dysphoric, and sort of... It was an odd mix of I really like my voice and I want to do various things with my voice, like make Let's Plays and things like that. But my voice also sounds female or feminine, and so that gives me the dysphoria, yada yada yada. Wow, even using the word female to refer to myself makes me like super dysphoric. So I'm gonna not do that in the future. Sorry about that, guys. So previously didn't like the pitch of my voice, but overall felt that it reflected me quite well. I quite like talking, which is always a sort of interesting thing to admit, because it's something that you only say if you're kind of an annoying prat, which I probably am a little bit. I do like talking, I do like my voice, so I think that it is good that I've still kept the expressiveness and things like that, even though the pitch has lowered. And that kind of brings me on to my next topic, my next point on this topic, which is that I went to my first appointment at Nottingham GIC earlier this week, and I asked to be transferred from Charing Cross because it was costing me 80 quid to go down to Charing Cross, and it actually cost me 40 quid to go to Nottingham because it's closer, even though the travel time is the same. Whatever. So that's really good because £80 is a lot of money. So I went there and I had my first GIC appointment since I've been on tea. And it was fine. I went and saw a clinician. He said that they don't really do transfer things very often, so I'm kind of their guinea pig case in that case, which is fine. God, I look tired, don't I? Look at that. All my like, all my lines and stuff are like super, like, obvious. Wow, that was attractive. Sorry, guys. So what was I talking about? Right, Nottingham GIC. So he asked me what changes I noticed on tea, and I mentioned, he asked me what I'm doing at the moment, which I talked about a bit as well. It was fine. He gave me basically a tick to say that he's happy with me to go forward with top surgery. And then he booked the next appointment for the other clinician who has to give their tick, because you need 2 clinicians to see you before they'll approve any sort of thing. And that's going to be next month, along with an appointment with an endocrinologist at the same day. So so during the appointment, he mentioned briefly that testosterone extends or lengthens your vocal cords, but it doesn't actually do anything for your resonance, which is, I think, sort of more about the way that you hold your voice. So this is a thing that trans women are going to be a bit more familiar with, or AMAB people who are trans feminine in some way. In that trans women, they're if they want to achieve a quote-unquote more feminine, or rather higher pitched voice or whatever, they have to basically train their voice to do that, most commonly through voice therapy sessions run by GICs, I suppose, where they actually heighten or boost up the resonance or something like that. Whereas we trans guys, tend to be pretty lucky. We don't have to do that kind of shit. We just go on tea and then yay. Yeah, so in the session, he actually, said, so tea helps with the pitching and things like that, but tea doesn't actually change your resonance. And we have speech therapy workshops or classes or whatever that we can offer if you wanted to change your resonance. I was a little bit offended. I know he didn't mean it like that. I think it's probably something they offer every single person who comes to the thing, which is fine. But I was a bit like, I like my resonance, whatever that means. I like my voice. I like how expressive it is. Early on in my transition, by transition I mean quite recently after I discovered I was trans and sort of trying to figure out how to pass better as a young teeny weeny transy. I went a bit overboard with all the passing tips, as many young trans guys do. I looked them all up. I was like, oh, look, in order to sound more quote-unquote masculine, you have to sound bored all the time and also speak in a monotone. And I guess talk about basketball all the time and order some pints. Hey, check out the tits of that girl. There's my imitation of a straight cis man. So I tried that for a bit and I got really bored of it. I just got really bored. I was like, my voice is boring when I'm doing this. I feel bored. It doesn't feel like I'm myself. So I kind of gave up on that. There are a couple of other things that I tried and also gave up on, like sort of trying to walk in a particular way. I don't think I really held on to that for much longer. But there are a few things that I did keep going, like for instance, sitting in a particular way, sitting with your legs slightly spread rather than tightly together, things like that. But yeah, the voice thing really didn't appeal to me. I felt like I was losing a big part of my personality, my character, by trying to make my voice just sound more monotonous, more boring, less expressive. And as someone who is quite an expressive person, it just seemed like something that was eroding away at me. So I was a bit offended when this guy brought up resonance, because it kind of brought back all that stuff, like, oh, it's something you have to do to fit into this cis-sexist idea of what masculinity or manliness is. But obviously there are some guys out there who do genuinely get dysphoric about that kind of thing and want to have it adjusted. And honestly, I think pre-T, I might have maybe been more interested in his offer. No one offered it to me pre-T. Not at Charing Cross anyway. Whereas now, I mean, my voice was a major reason that I went on T in the first place. It's kind of like, well, it's a bit late now, but, I don't regret going on T because I really, really like my voice now. But, it would have been a bit more helpful to kind of do pre-T when I was still at the point where my voice was giving me significant dysphoria. So I was a little bit offended. But after getting misgendered the other day, which incidentally was on the way back from the GIC, so that's great, it was kind of like, maybe he has a